We are live, live, live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Friday. This is Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. This is Friday, February the 23rd. How's it going? What a week. What a week. Thanks for joining me today on my channel, Traveling with Bruce. We're here to talk about cruise ships, cruise ship vacations, deals, news, trends, you name it, what's going on out there. And there's always a lot going on out there. It's unbelievable. People talk to me all the time and they say, Bruce, I don't know how you do it. How do you come up with a topic every day of the week? You're on 5 days a week, Monday to Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. You're on 2 Saturdays at 2 o'clock Eastern. And you always have something to talk about on the cruise side. It's unbelievable. Where do you come up with all this stuff? And I'm thinking, what's not to talk about? There's so much going on in the cruise game that you've got all these different cruise lines out there with all these sub-cruise lines. Then you got the European side. You've got fist fights in Australian cruise off Australia cruises. You got people bashing people over the head with empty wine bottles on cruises. Then we have all the nonsense going on with the CDC inspections that cruise ships are failing all the time. I mean, lately anyway. I mean, it's just never ending. And then the new cruise ships are coming, and we have all these new cruises that are looking for information on how to go on a cruise. And I welcome you here. Look, if you're here for the very first time, you didn't make a mistake. It's okay. It's all good. You're good. It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. I'm in Creston, British Columbia here in Canada. And you're welcome to my channel, Traveling with Bruce. We're going to talk about cruise ships today, traveling, you name it. You can ask me anything you want. It's an open Q&A. You got a question you need answered about cruise ships, bring it on. If I can answer it, great. If I can't answer it, or if I'm not sure about the answer, I'll ask my viewers, because my viewers sign in, and you see some of them probably signing in right now. What I ask you to do is tell me, where are you watching me from? Where are you? What's your high temperature today? And we'll compare notes, because here, where I am in Creston, British Columbia, it started off so well. We had a nice sunny morning today. I thought we'd have some serious meltage. No, the clouds moved in, and we're now at about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe we got to 22. That's it. And we got a little bit of meltage on some of the streets, but oh gosh, no, not today. So the weatherman promised us 30, 32, didn't get it. They're saying 32, 35 tomorrow. I think they're lying to us. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. We'll have to see. These clouds have to move out of the way for the sun to burn through. But it's winter. What can I say? Wherever you are, tell me what's your temperature today. My Floridians usually win out, although my Californians occasionally will eclipse them with a hotter day. And of course, if you're overseas, please say hi. Love the viewers coming in from the UK. Love my viewers from Australia. We have had a visitor from Tokyo lately watching our live streams. Unbelievable. On my YouTube channel, for those of you who follow my stats, again, I hit 1,000 viewers earlier this week. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. We hit 1,000 subscribers. And that was a big day for us to hit that. We're now at 1,100. We have, I went off the air yesterday. We were at 1,091. Right now, 1,108. 1,108 subscribers for this channel. That's only 6.5 months old. Fantastic. Over 121,000 views now. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. I love it. Now, let's see who's signing in and who's saying hi. This is great. Pamela Jordan is here. Hi, Bruce. Sunny and 75 degrees in Ivy, South Carolina. You can't beat that in February. This is fantastic. Global warming be damned. We'll take that. Christine, hey, Bruce, rainy and 43 degrees in Coleman, Michigan. I'm sorry that it's not as nice as South Carolina, but when you're in South Carolina, you got the advantage on the geography, I guess. Welcome, Christine. Welcome, Pamela. Betsy Lane is here today from Hamilton, Ontario. 4 degrees in Hamilton. That's plus, what's that be, about 38 degrees Fahrenheit, 39. That's meltage there. Pouty's here. Pouty Gorilla, 41 degrees Fahrenheit, Virginia Beach. Welcome to the chat. Nice to have you here. Soul Full of Music is here. Hi, 4 degrees, Dublin Island. Welcome back from Dublin. How's it going there, pal? 4 degrees Celsius, same thing. That's if you had snow, it's melting, but I don't even know if you get snow very often there. I guess you get once in a while. Did you guys have any problem with the weather system called the Beast from the East? Did that hit you guys at all? I heard about that from someone on the mainland or in the UK. I was wondering if it affected you guys. Excelospo is here from Tokyo, Japan again. Fantastic, nice, warm weekend today with a high of 13 degrees in Tokyo. That's got to be like 13 Celsius. That's like 55, 58 degrees in Tokyo. That's fantastic. Welcome to my show again today. It's great to have you back. Steve Bartley is here today. 30 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy, winter weather advisory in Greenlee, Colorado. Yeah, it's Colorado. You must be at some elevation, aren't you, Steve? Are you kind of high up like Denver, or am I missing that? I think you're up there. Sylvan Forrest is here. Hi, Bruce. 79 degrees here in Delray Beach, Florida. Brand new cigars, rum and coke, and watching your channel. It's a barbecue night here. What can I say? I do not live in snow tire country. No, you don't, sir. You don't live in anything near snow tire country. No way. That's awesome, man. What a beautiful way to go. I tell you, I remember Friday nights in the Cayman Islands when I used to work down there. This is years ago now, 1999, 2000, that 1998, 99, 2000. Friday nights was that was a welcome time too, and inevitably one of us at the office would invite some of us over to our houses. We sort of rotate, and I used to go to a buddy of mine's place on Friday night, and for sure the barbecue was going, and the high temperature would be about 85 degrees in the wintertime in the Caymans, and or Cayman as we like to say. And Friday night, 7 o'clock, it's dark out, and the stars are up, and the barbecue's going, and we got some chicken on there, some burgers, whatever. It's 75, 77 degrees with a mediocre, with a little bit of humidity, so your skin is nice and soft. Oh, and you're just unwinding. You're just going, oh, another week is done, and we've got tonight to relax, and then tomorrow Saturday to get the grocery shopping done and whatever you need to get done during it. And then Sunday is just a quiet day on the island. In those days, back in 98, 99, they didn't allow cruise ships to visit the Cayman Islands on Sundays. They only allowed them Monday to Saturdays, and even Saturdays there weren't that many. It was Monday to Friday. But nowadays, it's I don't know if they're going 7 days or not, but it's busy. I got some news on the Caymans, so I'll share with you shortly. Crash 3X is here. She's my number one. How you doing, Crash 3X? Ottawa, Ontario, I know is where you're at. Minus 2 degrees Celsius, freezing rain all afternoon. Ugh, I hate that. Snow or not, one or the other, please. Imogene Weston, 77, sunny in Houston, Texas. Not bad, Imogene. That's okay. You've been having some lousy weather. That's pretty good. Debbie is here saying, I love cruising, but it is so expensive to cruise from Canada. You can't drive to a cruise port and having to pay high prices for airfare. So that being said, only done 5 cruises and not 50. Yeah, it is a pain for us. It's an expense that we have to add to our projected budget to get somewhere. Not easily done. I agree with you there. Scott Derwood is saying, "Hi, Bruce. 16 degrees Fahrenheit in Havre, Montana. That's worse than yesterday. No, that's just as bad as yesterday. It wasn't. That's awful. I mean, it's just not good." Patrick Rakoff is here. Rakoff. Atlanta checking in, 75 degrees today. Hey, Bruce, wow, 75 in Atlanta. I love that. Nothing wrong with that. Michael is here. Michael Wisniewski, if I got that pronounced right, Michael. I hope I'm getting it right. If I haven't, I apologize. Michael from Renfrew, Ontario, 33 degrees and raining. Welcome from Renfrew, Michael. Good to have you here today. Yeah, 33 and raining, just like Hamilton and not so good. And Ottawa. Sherman Mercer, 73 degrees and sunshine in Southeast Texas. You see, folks, you got to be in Georgia, South Carolina, Texas, or Florida, because right now that's what my viewers are telling me. Peter Hekema is here. Beautiful day in Tarpon Springs, Florida. 86 degrees, great beach weather. Peter, welcome. I think you're a newbie. I don't think you've been here before. I don't recognize the name. Welcome to the chat, and the gang will probably welcome you too. That's fantastic. Steve Bartley, Greeley is about 5,000 feet, 60 miles north of Denver, so almost a mile high. That's up there. Yeah, so you got that thin, dry air, and yeah, it's cool. The summertime it's got to be glorious, because in the summer, during the day it'll get warm, maybe hot, but then in the evening it just cools off about 20, 25 degrees. It's the same thing that happens in Calgary, where I used to live. Calgary is about 3,800 feet above sea level, and we'd have a 90-degree day, at midday in July, August. But in the evening, it'd be in the 60s, high 60s, would just drop right off. And the air being so thin, it would just the heat would just dissipate, rather than a humid, sticky air that kind of clings to you, won't let go. That's one advantage of elevation. But in the wintertime, it's the opposite. It's cold. Skyhawk 1987 Turbo is here. 75 and sunny in Charlotte, North Carolina. Have the windows open. I guess it's nice in South Carolina. It's nice in North Carolina. Way to go, pal. Nice going. Mary W. is here. New Hampshire is here, and we are in a mixed bag of rain, sleet, and freezing rain. There's a line between Northern Carolina and New Hampshire. I think it's called New Jersey, Maryland, New York, Pennsylvania. Somewhere in there, it's good to bad. It's good to bad. Sorry, Mary, but that is the weather. At least it isn't the 3-foot blizzard, 15 below zero, anything like that. But yeah, this is, it's yucky when it's like that. It's kind of yucky, isn't it? Today, folks, I just want to say a couple of points, couple of news points that I've come across today. Cayman Islands. I saw a little news announcement. Minister of Tourism was happy to report to the through the government agency down there, the tourism agency. They set a record in January for cruise ship passenger visits in 1 month, 20% higher than last year. They had a total of 218,430 cruise ship passengers visit the Cayman Islands in the month of January. That is 55,000 roughly a week coming off cruise ships to visit the island. Just think of those numbers. 55,000 a week. Unbelievable. They have more visitors in 1 month down there than, say, Bahama has for the year. Now, I've been reading about Bahama. There's a real tug of war going on down there, over there, because some folks don't want cruise ships at all coming to Bahama, and others want more. It all depends on what business you're in. Are you in the t-shirt business? You want tourists. If you're in the, I want to retire and have a calm summer here like I used to, you don't want these cruise ships coming by. But here in the Caymans, population of 33 to 35,000 people, more or less, as permanent, let's say, residents, although most of those, not most of those, but I'd say about half of those are expatriates, which I used to be one of. So we're down there on a 2-year work permit, 1-year work permit. Maybe we stay 3 or 4 or 5 years and then we move on, but get replaced by another expatriate, because that's what happens down there with all the accounting and brokerage firms, banking firms. To have 35,000 people living there and having 55,000 a week coming through for a 6-8 hour stay, it's hectic. So I used to remember the traffic jams. And I'm talking about traffic jams on a tropical little island that's only 20 miles like this and about 12 miles like this. So it's like a letter L, like that. We'd have traffic jams in the morning and in the afternoon because of all the cruise ship passengers coming off the cruise ships. All the taxi cabs, every taxi cab in town, except for maybe 6, would be at the airport. The rest would be down at the wharf, picking up at the pier, picking them up, passengers, and off they go. All the tour buses, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of tour buses would be coming in, picking up 50 at a time, and off they'd be going. And then there's folks walking all over the place, scattered just like ants. They just scattered all over the downtown core. And for the tourists, it's exciting because, you're on a little island and it's kind of quaint, it's kind of cool. But for those of us working 9 to 5, it is a pain in the rear end, because if you got to go through downtown to get up to your office park where you're working, you got to go through this mess every day. So the trick was, if you started early, you left early. You left your house at 7 in the morning and you're at the office by 7:30. And that way you got to your office before the cruise ship passengers started arriving off those tenders. But in the afternoon, the tenders were going the opposite direction from about 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So rush hour on the way home was a pain in the rear end. Because in the Caymans, we don't have subway lines. We don't have trolley cars. we just have cars. And the roads are 2-lane roads. And when we get a bad rainstorm, sometimes the roads get pretty pot-marked. They flood out pretty quick, and then they have to be repatched up. And it's a constant battle against Mother Nature, because you're building a road on a beach. I mean, come on. It's just a little, coral reef island. Anyway, fun times nonetheless. But Friday nights were great in the Caymans because the tourists were all gone. All the cruise ships are gone by 5 o'clock. They're off. The island is back to the 35,000 of us, and dark as can be down there. very dark. The street lights are not, make it bright. So you can see the stars up in the night sky every night, if it wasn't cloudy, of course. Beautiful place, but hectic. So, yeah, the Minister of Tourism, he's a happy guy because he's talking about government revenues. Every passenger that gets off a cruise ship in the Cayman Islands, government makes money, and all these passengers on the island, they gotta drink something, they gotta eat something, they're gonna do something. They're gonna go on a tour of Stingray City, or they're gonna take off over to the botanical gardens, so they're going to the turtle farm, or they're going to a place called Hell up in the north part of the island, geological formation, or they're gonna go to 7 Mile Beach and hang out at the beach. But they're dropping cash, and everyone's employed, and people are making dough, and they're gone later today, and they don't vote. They can't complain. They come in, they spend, they leave. The perfect visitor, let me tell you. Anyway, that's the Cayman Islands news for the day. Some more messages are coming in from viewers. Let's see who else is joining us here today. Jenny Miller's here. Hi, Jenny. 4 Celsius and light rain in Toronto. How you doing, Jenny? How's TO doing? Biggest city in all of Canada. And are you still hurting down there about the girls losing the gold medal to those American girls? Is that, hockey? Is that hurting? Or how about our curlers? Our men's curling team lost to the Americans. Unheard of. Hi, Americans. Matt's here. Bruce, how you doing? How you doing, Matt? Good to see you. Anna EP is here, 75 and sunny in Honolulu. So, Anna, you're killing me. You're just killing me. I love it. You're killing me with kindness. 75 in Honolulu. Wonderful. Skyhawk Turbo saying, I was on vacations to go last night. I saw a fare for $439 on the MSC Seaside, 7-day cruise in the Caribbean. It was an interior room, though. I thought that was cheap. And that is cheap. $439 for an inside room is cheap. It's not like, discount like $299 lost leader cheap, but it's not very expensive for a 7-day thing, $60 a night, right? But I got something in my messages today that, oh man, did that make me shake my head. I got a message today from a viewer named Chip Dunham. Chip is, I believe, a subscriber of mine, and he has sent me a letter. He sent me a copy of a letter that was sent to MSC management from a pretty upset passenger who was involved with a family, ironically, of 23 people. I don't know why this number of 23 is kind of popping up all the time. We had 23 troublemakers on that Carnival Legend ship in Australia with all the fist fighting going on, the WWE show. But anyway, he was with a family group of 23. They were on the Seaside from January the 20th to January 27th. Not very long ago, about a month ago now, they were on that ship. And oh boy, bad news. They were I think they're on the 15th deck it sounded like they had a balcony room. They had more than one, obviously. You're not going to put 23 people in one room, obviously, but they were up there, and the poop smell everywhere. They were talking about, in this letter, the poop smell. As soon as you got on board the ship, boom, it just hit them. And they couldn't escape it for the whole cruise. They couldn't escape that odor for the whole cruise. I think they were happy, up and down, deliriously happy when the ship was moving, because at least it was cutting through fresh air to at least, air out some of this thing. It was unbelievable. And then he went on to talk about, in this letter, the defects on this ship, like in the cabins defects. Talking about the closets. They have these closets with sliding doors on tracks. He said that the closet door every day came out of the tracks. Every day would just disengage because the movement of the ship and, this kind of thing. And twice the door came out and fell down like this and missed his son by that much both times. The kid has just been walking by and the door fell behind him, just missed him. Just, can you imagine hitting the noggin, especially the corner of the closet door? Massive cuts, problems. Thankfully, didn't get hurt with that. Then the issues of the layout of the bathroom. He was talking about how just to sit on the toilet and do your business, the left leg was up against the counter of the sink, and it would cut the circulation off. It was the angle of the toilet was wrong. I mean, this is the operational, logistical stuff. I mean, this is in the drawing room at the architect's office. Unbelievable. Then they talked about the food. Oh God, the food was bad. He said generally the cold food was warm and the hot food was cold. And then he talked about going to a restaurant and ordering. They went to the steakhouse. They ordered the specialty, the expensive stuff. And the one table they were at, there were 6 or 8 of them sitting there, and they had to send back 4 of them. They had to send back 4 steaks. They were supposed to be medium rare. They were cooked until they were dead. It was just terrible. There was another party they had, another function they were trying to pull off, and it was so bad. They were waiting for their food for so long, and what was coming was wrong. They literally, I'm telling you, they up and walked out. They walked out of the room and went back to the buffet to just graze on something, to get something to eat. It was just ruined. They were so disappointed. They're looking for a refund. They're mad at MSC for hiding this from the public. They're upset that they knew about this. They've since seen for themselves YouTube videos that we've been watching, right? We've been watching YouTube videos. We've been hearing all kinds of stories about this. They now have been watching YouTube videos that were posted 2 weeks before they were even on the ship with the same problems, and they were never notified of the problems. Of course not. Why would they? And they were assured by management that everything had been done, and nothing had been done. It is a mess. That deal for $439, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot cattle prod. I wouldn't take that deal. I wouldn't get on that ship. Not a chance. So I'm hearing just terrible news. I hate to keep bringing it up, but it just won't stop. And this letter went on for page after page, paragraph after paragraph. I won't even bother telling you the rest. It was terrible, just terrible. Larry Blake, 43 in Atlantic City. It's raining there, New Jersey. So you're in the rain in New Jersey. So a little further south, there's a break, I suppose. Larry, welcome to the channel. I think, Larry, I don't know if I've seen you here before. Are you a first timer? Welcome to my cruise Q&A. Starting on a bit of a downer with that MSC Seaside, but you got to know the truth. You got to know what's going on out there. Gail S is here. Good evening, Bruce and everyone. The beast from the east is still moving in. 1 degree Celsius again. So you are getting this lousy weather. I'm kind of curious whether it's happening over in Dublin. I'm waiting to hear back. Peter Hekema is here. Peter, I am booked on the Symphony of the Sea, the first cruise on this ship from Miami in November. Do you have any updates on this ship, Bruce? You were right. I am new to your channel, but watched before. Great, Peter. Yeah, the last I mentioned, I think, a little bit yesterday about it. The ship has passed its initial sea trials. They were out in the Atlantic, just off the coast of France for 81 straight hours, and they went through all kinds of maneuvers. They were testing all the systems, handling of the ship, braking, emerging. How fast can they stop it? How fast can they get it to go? Can it handle corners? That's what you do on a test drive, right? And then they were also working all the systems as much as they could. Of course, they didn't have 6,800 passengers on board. They didn't have 2,200 staff on board to run every system max, but they put it through its paces for a sea trial. The good news about this ship versus the MSC Seaside, the MSC Seaside is the first of its kind in the design that it's made of. This MSC Seaside is no ship like that has ever been built before. They're building a sister ship right now to it, and I'm praying that they're getting it right versus all the problems from the first one. But everybody on the MSC Seaside is a guinea pig as far as I'm concerned, and they're paying too much for the pleasure. But over on the Symphony of the Seas, the good news is that's the 4th iteration of that class of ship. We had the Allure of the Seas, the Oasis, Harmony of the Seas. Here's the Symphony of the Seas. And so Carnival has been figuring out how to make it better and better and better. They had a few issues on each one of them, obviously. Why wouldn't they? Of course. But they have figured out the tried and true, what's really working on this ship, and let's really move in on that. And I heard the other day, about 4 or 5 days ago, this ship actually burns less fuel at top speed than the other ships do, and yet it's heavier. It's 2,000 tons heavier than the next biggest, which is Harmony of the Seas. They can go faster than the Harmony of the Seas, and they burn less fuel when they do it. So it's all part of the hull design. It's all part of the propulsion system and the modifications on the engines and the drivetrains. So the ship is I'm hearing just good stuff about it. Now, I'll be fair to all of us, to you out there. Don't want to mislead you. I think everything I'm hearing is coming from the shipbuilder. It's all coming from Royal Caribbean, and it's not coming from independent people. So let's calm down and let's see what happens when it comes out. But if history is any guide on how this ship is going to perform, based on the ships before it, I think you're going to have a great cruise, Peter. I think you're going to enjoy it very much. And I am very interested to hear from you when you do have that cruise. I'd like to get your firsthand account of what your thoughts are about it. How did it go? All the amenities, your room. Now, if it's a honeymoon cruise you're on, Peter, and let's say it's a 1-week honeymoon cruise or something like that, or it's an anniversary cruise, I'm going to cut you some slack. You don't have to tell me about the last couple of days. The first, what you do, that's okay. Just whatever, you don't have to worry about that. Just what happens, outside your cabin, what's going on, okay? But, we'll just leave it at that, okay? Patrick, stuck in traffic in paradise must be nice. Laugh out loud, Patrick. I'm sorry to hear that, but paradise, you're living in paradise. I mean, come on. Skyhawk Turbo, lucky Peter. Yeah, he is. Christine, I'm a Weight Watcher, she says. Weight Watchers has a group cruise. They're advertising on MSC Seaside. I'm thinking about lose more weight. Christine, is this a gag? What's going on here? MSC Seaside, MSC Sick or MSC Seaside? What's going on? If you're going on a, if this cruise is legit, and you're going on a Weight Watchers cruise on the MSC Seaside, which is now you're calling a Seasick, you might lose a bunch of weight because the food is so lousy. From what we hear, you might not want to eat it. I don't know. You might have to check your spelling on that, although if you're not checking your spelling, I know what's going on. I love it. Elizabeth Breen, beautiful day in Daytona. When isn't it a beautiful day in Daytona? Elizabeth, this is awesome stuff. Judy Anstes is saying, hi, Bruce, 53 degrees in Sacramento. It was just 70 last week. Brrr, cold. Yeah, 53 in Sacramento feels cool, especially if there's a bit of a wind. Then it kind of, Judy's also saying, so glad you made your 1,000 subscribers. I am too. That was such a stress reliever, I'll tell you. I was watching a channel earlier today. I love watching some of these influencers on YouTube that tell you how to be a better YouTuber. It's a fellow I follow all the time from Eyesight Build. He has a great channel. Herman Drost is his name, and Herman has a live stream every Friday, and I love kind of catching up on it. And I sent him a message. I said, Herman, I got my 1,000 subscribers on the 19th of February, the day before the cutoff date, but on the 20th of February, I got cut off. I'm not monetized right now. What's the story? And he read my question just like I'm reading yours here. He mentioned to me that it's okay. You're in automatic review. You passed the first hurdle. Good thing you got your 1,000 because you're at the front of the line for being remonetized, but you're under review like everybody else was, because a month ago when they told everybody that the new rules now to be monetized are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, that meant that prior to January the 17th, if you had that, you're still monetized as of Feb 20. But if you didn't have it, and now you're going to get it, and because you're monetized back then, and now you might lose. If you get it, you're going to be reviewed anyway, but you're going to be the first channel to be reviewed, or first channels to be reviewed. And if you are monetized in early January, but you don't have the qualifications met by the 20th of February, then you'll be demonetized, and you'll have to get to those plateau levels and reapply for monetization, which means they're behind me. So yeah, I think there's a million channels like mine that are demonetized right now, and that's why you're not seeing commercials on my channel. And that's what's going on there. But we're now 1,100. This is fantastic, and we're growing. I think we'll be at 2,500 subscribers by the end of March. That's my personal prediction. The way the analytics are growing, I think that's where we're headed. It's fantastic. I love it. And we'll go from there, okay? Skyhawk, I really wish the Seaside would have been better. It's a beautiful ship. I'm hearing you there. They have so much to improve on. Steaming Bean is saying $265 a day. Is that on top of the cost of the cruise ticket? I'll get back to you on that. Hang on. Christine, agree, Skyhawk. Videos of Seaside are gorgeous, but hearing folks banging into mirrored walls, yeah, there's problems. Sherry Ann is here. Raining and cold in Connecticut. Happy Friday, happy Happy Friday, Sherry. Yeah. I wish it was better for you. Matt, it's 0 degrees Celsius in Manchester, UK. Matt, oh man, you're suffering from the beast from the east, aren't you? Just like my other viewer here. I think I can remember her name just on the spot. I can't. Sorry. Skyhawk saying, I'm pretty sure the Symphony won't be as bad like Seaside. I'm sure too. Sherry is saying, I'm booked on the Carnival Horizon for July. My son is getting married on the ship. Awesome. That's fantastic. It'll be a brand new ship, and it'll be the Vista class, the latest Vista class. Should be great. That's going to be wonderful. Congratulations. AJ Walsh, 50 degrees and a forecast of snow in Las Vegas. Yikes. AJ, don't worry about it. You've got the #1 team in the Western Conference in the National Hockey League. This is the first year for the Las Vegas Knights hockey team. They're the #1 team in the West. You're supposed to have snow. It's hockey season. You're get into it. Oh no. Heather Young, hi everyone. 58 degrees in Kentucky. Beautiful day. Welcome back, Heather. It's nice to have you here today. Scott Batchley, hi Bruce. Nice in Ventura today. Today a little brisk with the wind blowing, still 60. Yeah, it's a bit brisk. Eh? Skyhawk saying, oh, Royal has a Quantum of the Seas, but will not be in the USA. It's been around a couple of years. Yeah, it's out there. It's out. I'm not sure where it's right now. Is it in Asia? Not even sure where it's at. Soulful of Music. Yes, Bruce. We have very cold weather on the way. Ireland. That's Ireland talking from Soulful of Music. Yeah, you got the beast from the east coming. Steaming Bean. Soulful of Music. Where are you? He's in Ireland. Dublin. Matt, we just booked for the Symphony on the 28th of June. Can't wait. I can't blame you. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys. Skyhawk, MSC is an Italian ship, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. How can the food be that bad? Question. Good question. I've been to Italy. Oh, wait, no Italians are actually cooking. Laugh out loud. Maybe that's it. I just don't get it. MSC is a great cruise line. They're the #1 cruise line in Europe. #1. They're the most popular cruise line. They have the most passenger counts. They're just so popular in the Mediterranean and Northern Europe, and they're blowing it with the Seaside. I mean, they're just blowing it. We've had the Divina in Caribbean the last year or two. No problems there. People are happy with the MSC Divina, but not the Seaside. Unbelievable. Emma Jean Weston, MSC Seaside was on the top of our bucket list, and then, oops, can't believe how things turned out. Symphony, Horizon, and Bliss moved ahead of the MSC, giving all newbies 6 months or so to iron out the kinks. Absolutely. I think it's what you got to do. You got to just, Emma Jean, don't go on the Seaside for now if you can. Take these new cruises with these other new ships instead, and you'll be fine. We'll wait for the MSC Seaside to iron out their problem. Christine, no BS, Bruce. Saw it on the worldwide website. Group cruise, MSC Seaside. Yeah, I'll pass. Oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. Soulful Music. Her laugh out loud. It's Maurice all male. Laugh out loud. Are you a male? Are you a male? Soulful Music. I thought you were. Okay. Now, a couple of other pieces of news, and then let's go to the question of the day. Celebrity Edge. That's a new ship coming out. They announced, they haven't officially announced it, but the word is out that the December the 3rd preview cruise has been canceled. Now, can I ask you this too, guys? These new cruise ships that are coming out, there used to be an inaugural cruise. There isn't one anymore. Now there are preview cruises, then inaugural cruises, and celebrations cruises. It's like they want this thing to last for like 60 days. They don't have this inaugural anymore, and it's getting kind of silly. They take the ship from the shipyard to, I don't know, first port of call. They have a big happy party, have a 3-day media cruise critic type cruise, travel agent cruise. And then they have a preview cruise for 3 days, go to Southampton, have a celebration there because it's never been to Southampton before. They have a little thing, whatever. Then they go across the Atlantic to either New York, Miami. They have a big inaugural, whatever. Ship's now 3 weeks old. And then they have a cruise, from New York down to Miami, Caribbean, and back. Oh, that's an inaugural cruise. No, that's the 4th one. And I don't know what to make of it. But anyway, the Edge, one of those cruises, has been canceled. Why? I don't know. I'm going to wait and see. Silver Sea, the cruise line, the 6-star cruise line, they have a ship called the Silver Spirit, and it's going in for dry dock on March the 5th until May the 1st. Major work being done in the ship. They're cutting it in half, and they're spreading it out, and they're putting in a 49-foot section of ship that's already been built. They're finishing it now. They're putting in a 49-foot extension into the ship. It'll go from 642 feet to 691 feet. It'll add 34 new suites. They'll add 4 new restaurants. They're going to redo the spa, and they're going to expand and redo the pool deck on the very top. So big, major retrofit being done there. Per night on that ship, generally speaking, $300 to $800 a night per person. Not cheap, but 6-star, and they get excellent reviews. So that's a big move there. Okay, I want to talk about the Norwegian Cruise Lines, and that's where this $265 number comes from that Steaming Bean has already mentioned. My question of the day, Norwegian Cruise Lines announced a 20% increase in their annual profits. They announced that they made a profit of $760 million. Revenue was up 10.7% to $5.4 billion, up from $4.9 billion. They added 3 ships last year, the Norwegian Joy, the Regent Seven Seas Explorer, and Oceania Serena. They've got the Bliss coming out shortly in the next couple of months. And the stock, the Norwegian Cruise Line stock, for the year, the high of the year was 61, the low was 53 odd, and right now it's trading around $57 a share. So if you want to buy 100 shares of Norwegian and get that discount, shareholder discount, it'll run you $57 odd $100. But here's the number I found very interesting. There's two or three points here that I found interesting. First of all, the ticket revenue, fourth quarter ticket revenue. Okay, last year they were bringing in an average of $256 a passenger. It was broken down at $172 from ticket revenues and $83 on onboard spending. Now this year it's $177 a day ticket revenue, about 5 more, and $88.50 on onboard spending, about $5 more, coming in at $265.66. The average spend on board our Norwegian Cruise Line ship is $265.66 a day. That works up to $1,859 a week, and typically a cabin is dual occupancy. So for 2, $3,719 is the average weekly spend or 7-day spend on Norwegian. But I read something else that really got me interested. I thought you folks would like this little tidbit because I found it and I had to write this down. They spent less money on food this year. In the latest annual year, they spent less money on food than the year before in actual dollars, but they had more passengers sailing on the ship. What does that tell you? Haven't we been talking lately about this? You think the food is as good as it used to be? Now, I read an article where they interviewed the purchasing manager for Norwegian Cruise Lines, the guy who's in charge of this budget. It's well over $1 billion, so $1.5 billion a year. It's phenomenal. And this individual is responsible for buying all the food for all Norwegian ships and the other 2 lines that they operate, which is Regent Seven Seas and Oceania. And he broke down the category of food on the meat, just on the meat like this. He says that the Regent Seven Seas luxury cruise line is an ultra luxury line, and they bring in the prime beef, the best of the best beef for that line. The Oceania, which is a premium plus line, they bring in choice cuts beef, the choice cuts category of beef. And for Norwegian, they call that a contemporary line. Contemporary. They're bringing in choice upper select. Now, something tells me the choice goes to the Haven Club upstairs, and we get the select downstairs in the buffet and in the dining rooms. I found that to be a most interesting thing. But the notion that they spent less actual dollars in real terms on their food bill from one year to the next, and yet their revenues went up 10% because their passenger numbers went up at least 6%. Because they added 3 new ships to the fleet, and yet they still spent less money on food from one year to the next. I'd like to kind of get your thoughts on that. Now, back to the question of the day. Do you spend $265 a day on average on a cruise when you go on a cruise? And if you do, are you spending that on Carnival, Are you spending 265 a day on Royal Caribbean? Are you spending it on Celebrity? Are you spending it on Viking? Where would you be spending that kind of money? Kind of curious because we talk about, well, we just had a viewer here just tell me, $459 for a week inside room on the seaside. That's like 60 odd dollars a day, isn't it? 6 times 7 or so, or 7. Yeah. So it's less than $70 a night per person. This is 265 per person per night. I'd like to get your thoughts on that. So what do we think? Now, let's see what we have for comments here. I want to catch up again. Let's see here. We go. Yes. Okay, here we are. There should be Steaming Bean saying there should be a cruise for cruise critic YouTubers. There you go. Gailey, yes. Gailey is my other viewer here from the UK. Gailey, I thought I was joking when I said about a Groupon cruise, but I found this voucher today. Anchorage, Alaska, and Vancouver Celebrity Millennium ship inside cabin from £1,199 for an inside cabin. Don't do it. That's ridiculous. That's stupid money. I wouldn't take that deal, Gailey, not in a million years. I'm amazed, Gailey, at the prices that you guys are quoted over in the UK for North American cruises. I just don't understand it. I'm wondering if can you actually, if you're in the United Kingdom or Ireland or in Europe, can you not go to vacationstogo.com, find a cruise, and book through them, or are they forbidden to sell you a cruise because you're not in North America? I'd love to know the answer to that. An inside room for an Alaska cruise, Vancouver to Anchorage. If you're paying more for an inside, if you're paying more than $500 for an inside, I wouldn't do it. Maybe $525. So, but really, they should throw you a little credit. But £1,999, that's £1,000 a person. That in US has got to be what, $1,400? That's crazy. That's ridiculous for an inside room. No way. Does that include the airfare? I don't understand it. Debbie is saying, good for the Caymans, the best beaches ever. Yeah, talking about the Caymans, very nice, eh? Steaming Bean is saying, 265 a day. Fat chance for me. Not much of a drinker. Do not gamble. Cruise on Norwegian Cruise Line solo cabin. Return home with a T-shirt. I'm frugal. Right on. Yeah, I'm puzzled by the 265 number in a way. But I guess if you kind of add it up and add it up and add it up, maybe it does make sense. I was thinking if you're on the Norwegian ship in a balcony suite, and you're paying, say, $100 a night per person, so it's $100, and then you're paying taxes and fees, 15, 20 more, now you're at 120. Then you got your tips where it's $14, $15, so $135. Now you've got, in my case, I'd have a spa pass, and that would run me $15, $20 a day. Let's call it 20. So now I'm at $155 a day. What am I spending money on after that? If I'm in the casino, I'm in the casino. Fair enough, but I don't have to be. Are that many people losing that much money in the casino? Is that what's going on? Specialty dining. I'm not doing specialty dining every day of the cruise. I might do it once, maybe twice in a 7-day cruise. I just don't get the need to have to spend that extra dough when I can just go to the main dining room or hit the buffet or whatever. But anyway, that's just my personal taste. But if I did a specialty restaurant twice and I spent 70 and 40 or something, that's 110. But that you divide that by 7 days, right? So even if I add $20 a day for specialty dining, which I can't imagine I'd do, I'm at 175. I'm still $90 short. Now, onshore excursions, maybe that's part of it. Getting a massage in the spa, perhaps, or getting a manicure, pedicure, or people getting their hair done, or I'm getting a haircut, I'm getting a shave. I don't do it, but do others, Do wives spend more than husbands on a cruise ship? Maybe. Because it's an average price, right? So guys spend $225, wives spend $305. Is that the thing? I don't know. Buying duty-free booze and bringing that off the ship, or buying some T-shirts in the in the shop on board. Buying a jewelry item on sale, buying artwork through those art auctions. Is that doing it? And then there's the bar tab. Is the drink card such a factor that people are dropping 80 bucks a day on a drink card on top of their $100 room and the taxes and the fees and the tipping and da. And the next thing you know, yeah, look at that. They're at like $240 before they even go into the casino. And sure, they're dropping $265 a day. Matter of fact, there are people probably dropping 300, 325, 350 a day on that cruise ship right now. And I'm asking myself, wait a minute, you're dropping 350 bucks a day with drink cards, specialty dining, tips, your room, taxes and fees, your spa pass, massage maybe. Why aren't you on the Viking Cruise Line instead? It's $225 a night all in. And maybe you'll get a massage and can't go to the casino because they haven't got one, so you can't lose any money there. Maybe that is a turnoff for you. If you need the slot machine, you need the slot machine. No specialty dining. All the restaurants are included in your fare. Aren't you better off going on that kind of a cruise? Aren't you better off considering going on this Silver Sea ship I was just talking about? 300 bucks a night in 6-star luxury. You're paying 6-star luxury prices now on a 4.5-star cruise line, Norwegian. I wonder. Yeah. Okay. I'm asking. People are writing. They're writing now. Got you going. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, we got comments. I got to catch up here. Okay, Daniel Kinney is saying, 2 adult, 1 children Carnival cruise, captain suite, 2-week vacation to Fiji. What do you think it'll cost? Yeah, I think it'll cost you a bit. Get over to vacationstogo.com and find out for yourself. It's easy to figure out. I don't know off the top of my head, Daniel, but vacationstogo.com. Check out vacationstogo.com for that cruise. Elizabeth Breen, with a family of 4, we always usually spend at least $1,500 on top of the price of the actual cruise. That's gambling, drinks, gift store, excursion. Yeah, you're right, Elizabeth. You bang on, because you divide that into, say, a 7-day cruise. That's $200 a day, ballpark, $210 a day. Yeah, that for 4. Easily done, right? Matt, I think sometimes you need a U.S. credit card and address, but some U.S. travel agencies will find loopholes to book U.K. passengers through them. That's a good point, Matt, because boy, I tell you, the UK passengers, if those are the quotes you're getting, you're getting charged double. I mean, it's ridiculous. Dylan this year, only 2 days left till my first cruise. Can't wait. And you won't believe it, it snowed in Henderson, Nevada. Yes, sir, you do get it once in a while, Dylan. You see, they're setting you up for a perfect cruise. You're getting out of the snow. You're heading for the warm. Oh, it's going to be great. Soul Full of Music. I shop on American sites, but we don't get all the perks because we are European, but it still works out cheaper. Yeah, I agree. I think really you gotta look at American sites to book. Dylan in Henderson is saying, well, we'll first we check to make sure no volcanoes are erupting because we thought it was ash. He didn't believe it was snow. He thought it was ash from a volcano. We had to double check, folks. Yeah, it's snow, Dylan. You get it once in a while. Not often, but it happens. The Steaming Bean saying, my solo cabin on the Escape this summer will cost me about $2,300. Yikes. That's crazy. The Steaming Bean, 2,300 Canadian, still crazy. Take 20% off for American. That's about $1,700. That's a lot of money. Sherman Mercer, 12 days of cruising Carnival at $210 a day with 2 nights specialty dining and 3 excursions. We do not drink, and I will not include gambling. Yeah, that's what. There you go. That's the kind of money we're talking about. Let's see here, Dylan LaRue. I will check how much I'll be spending. Yeah, I'm sure you will. Steaming Bean, beware of those art auctions. Prices are seriously inflated. Don't get fooled, folks. Don't get fooled. If you see a velvet painting on a cruise ship where you see Elvis in a velvet painting, it's not by an original artist. Okay, don't buy that stuff for $500. And yeah, these paintings on the cruise ships. Let me tell you, if they tried to sell them at a set price, I don't think they sell very well. But what they try to do, and what they actually do, is they put them on an auction. So they show them off for 4 days on the cruise ship. They have an art showing, where you can come in and get some free wine and, be told about how great these paintings are and all that. And then you get to think about it. And then auction day comes, and it's a free-for-all. People get all jazzed up about it, and they get into the auction mode. Next thing you know, they're paying $500, $800 for something they should have bought for $100. But hey, to each his own, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder, especially when it comes to art. So there you go. Peter Heckema saying, I have cruised on the Allure And by the time you spend money on the specialty restaurants and some of the shows, you're over the 265 per day, and we don't drink much. I agree, and that's per person. You're right. That's $530 a day now. It can get expensive, very much so. Sylvan Forest, no way have my wife and I ever spent 265 a day on a cruise. I don't gamble, hardly shop at all, and enjoy a very slight rum buzz. A fool and his money are soon separated. And yeah, I mean, there's ways to make it work. I mean, for the first thing first is find the the right deal. And if you're looking for a balcony cruise and you can get on the Holland America Eurodam for $100 a night on a balcony cruise, even with tips, port charges, taxes, fees, 135 a night maybe is now your total. Still 130 below this 265 number I've talked to you about. And now it's a matter of what are you going to spend money on when you're on the cruise? If you're bringing a couple of bottles of wine with you, you're bringing your cola with you, which is what I do. You limit your spending to maybe getting a spa pass, might be $120 for the week. So what, $15 a day, you're still at only $150, and you're spending a lot of time in the spa. I'm sometimes in the spa twice a day, after breakfast and then in the evening before I go to bed. I'm in there again. I love it. So I'm spending a lot of time there and not spending money on expensive other habits. I'm not an alcohol drinker, so that's lucky for me. But my wife does like a drink or two, but she'll just put it on her, a la carte rather than a drink card. I get my one latte in the morning. I don't need a coffee drink card either. Anyway, so it's all in how you do it. You can certainly make it economical, but you can also forget and just the hell with it, charge it to your room, and the hell be damned, you say. And yeah, well, at the end of the cruise, you realize, oh my goodness, we got a $2,000 bill on our room, and we already paid for this cruise. And you realize, wow, we spent $325 each. Yep. But I will defend the cruise line and say, yeah, but you know what? $325 each for two people, let's say, in a 5-star cruise ship, 7-day Caribbean cruise, 3 stops, 4 stops, whatever it was, all your meals, all your entertainment, the pool deck, the amenities. If you'd have been for 7 days in South Beach, Miami, in a 5-star beachfront resort with a beach view, because after all, if you're on a balcony, you got the sea view all the time right there. You compare apples to apples. I don't think you can do it for $650 a night in South Beach for 7 days. It'll cost you more, depending on time of year. But March on a cruise ship, March in South Beach, or January on a cruise in January in South Beach, I think you'll pay more in South Beach than you will on a cruise. Just my personal opinion and guess. Anyway, Paula K. Hi, Bruce. 40 in Hanover. Rainy and gloomy. Yeah, see, Pennsylvania is gloomy too. North Carolina is great. South Carolina is great. But Pennsylvania, New Jersey, not so great. Welcome, Paula K. It's good to have you. Skyhawk saying, I would not do the drink package. My partner and I do drink, but not near as much as you need to get the drink package. I also heard this morning, I read something else about that little altercation, the rumble in the South Pacific jungle on the Carnival Legend. That family of 23, they had all that rowdy action going on. There was one passenger who was quoted anonymously. He didn't want to give his name. Didn't want the media to broadcast his name to the world. He wanted to remain anonymous because he doesn't trust the family in Melbourne that they'll come after him. Can you believe this? He was talking about the fact that on the Carnival Legend, a can of beer, Heineken beer, $8.50. How much money was this family dropping on alcohol and everything else? Unbelievable. But he also said that, yeah, they were drinking. They brought booze on board illegally because he saw a family member carry some kind of rum on board that they didn't have on the cruise ship. Wasn't offered. They brought that on themselves. So they brought their own alcohol on illegally. And then he found that they had something called a hookah pipe for those exotic herbal smoky jazz cigarettes, I suppose. And so these folks were, really lighting it up, I suppose. This gentleman here, he claimed that on the first night, they were out of control, completely out of control. the teenagers, and I don't want to say these are 13-year-olds. I'm thinking 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. There were a number of them as well in this party, and that they had been offered libations and other substances to enjoy themselves by the elder family members. And this gentleman was saying the first night, second night, they were running up and down the hallways, screaming at the top of their lungs where all the cabins were, with all the families with the kids are. And it was bad, really bad. They were abusive. They were confrontational to passengers and staff from the minute they got on the ship. They felt they owned it. And this gentleman was saying this cruise line, with the prices they were charging for the beer and the alcohol, they didn't want to kick them off. That's why they didn't kick them off the ship. They were dropping serious coin on booze, tons of money on booze, because the wives were having drinks, the husbands, obviously the kids, and they were lighting it up. And this guy said, yeah, they kicked them off. Yeah, on the 9th day, they finally kicked them off at the last, it wasn't even a scheduled port. And then we sailed 6 hours overnight, and the next morning we ended up in Melbourne, back home. They waited until the last day to kick them off because they took the money from these guys. Because in the meantime, what have we seen the cruise line do? They're offering a 25% discount on a future cruise. No refunds. They took the cash. And that's the story on the Carnival ship at the moment. We haven't heard an update from Carnival since the cruise. Interesting stuff that keeps coming out about that cruise. It's amazing. Daniel Kenny says, thanks. Charles Baum, going on Grandeur, April, and SEC, April, and I don't know, at about 175 a day with drinks, single. Okay, you're going on the Grandeur of the Seas, and you're going to be spending 175 a day with drinks. Right on. Yeah, very affordable, sir. AJ Walsh saying, I canceled my booking on MSC Seaside. No regrets. Good move. I think it's a darn good move. What I was telling you about today, just terrible. Daniel Kinney, what would you recommend for a cruise line and a cruise for two adults, one child, first-time cruise vacation? How long? Depending on the age of the child, you got a number of options, wonderful options. Disney. There's a winner. Disney. It'll cost you more. 5.5 stars. Fantastic. There's one right there. Royal Caribbean, Harmony of the Seas, child, fantastic. I have a great time. But Norwegian, grab the Epic, grab the Joy, grab the Getaway. These new ships that are coming up from Norwegian with all the water slides and the kid play areas and all the amenities they have. Good value. For your money, lots of choices for dinner time. Way to go. How long? I'd go 7 days. I'd avoid a 3-day booze cruise. Do not take a cruise during spring break. Please, God, not your first cruise with a child, not in spring break. No, please. Take a 1-week cruise, Caribbean, and go. Hall America would be great too. The kids will still have fun there. Celebrity would be nice. Princess cruises if you're on the West Coast for Mexico or East Coast. Those would be right there. There's a whack of suggestions for you to go after. And Daniel, you'll do just fine. I'm releasing a video late tonight, probably tomorrow. Questions that first-time cruisers ask me the most, and that's the #1 question right there. What cruise line do you recommend I go on for my first cruise? And it depends on your family and your situation and your ages. But those lines I've mentioned, you'd be pretty good. Steaming Bean is saying, Bruce, I have little choices. I'm unable to cruise off season. Yep, it's going to be expensive, but you only turn 50 once. That's true. But, Steaming Bean, I notice you're going on your own. Now, if you could kind of hook up with somebody, and share a cabin together, maybe get a better rate. But then on the other hand, you'd have to hook up with somebody, and maybe that other person isn't worthy of hooking up with. You're better off being on your own. So I kind of get where you're coming from big time. And so, I hear what you're saying. But yeah, you only turn 50 once. You got to do it. Absolutely, buddy. Judy Anches is saying, no way, I'm too cheap. Only use what they include. And then she goes on to say, and I do my own excursions. You'll save a ton. There you go. Skyhawk is saying, Daniel, most likely Carnival. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be just Carnival. I would look at these other lines and go to vacationstogo.com, Daniel, and check out the pricing that way. Sherman Mercer, Bruce, thank you for the vacations to go. We will spend less from now on. Yes, you will. Jason McNichol, hi, Bruce. I'm from the UK, and I generally book my cruises with a U.S. travel agent. A few lines don't allow it, however. Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, MSC do allow it. Very interesting. Yeah, work with a travel agent who will go to bat for you, who'll really do it for you, because it's thousands and thousands of dollars difference. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I'll tell you, Jason, you can always call vacationstogo.com. Go on their website. They got the 800 number. Give it a shot. Maybe you'll get through to those guys that are in Houston. Maybe they can help you. You never know. Richard Koromaski, hello, Bruce, back from our local Friday pub. Welcome back, Richard. It's good to have you here. Skyhawk Turbo saying that's Carnival's fault for not to kick them off on day one. Yeah, this cruise I was talking about, the rumble on the South Pacific jungle there. Oh man, they should have kicked them off day 2, day 3. The complaints were already coming in. Passengers were insisting that they were complaining to security and the front desk on the 2nd and 3rd day and 4th day all along. They couldn't believe the Carnival wouldn't do anything. They didn't do anything about it. They were so upset, and yeah, well, they took the money. That's what they did. If you kick them off on day 2, you might have to refund them a bunch of their dough. Why would you do that with 23 people in a balcony room if that's what they're in? I think that's what they were in. And dropping all that coin on booze and everything else, they took the money, and they inconvenienced 2,800 passengers who will never sail Carnival again. How smart is that? The PR nightmare continues. I just don't believe it. I can't believe it. Dylan LaRue saying a hookah or something a little more herbal. Yes, that's right. They took something like that on board with them, and one of the passengers saw one of the teenagers walking around with it, kind of like proudly showing it off, but hiding it when security was around. Just ridiculous. Daniel Kinney, thanks. You're welcome, Daniel. Daniel Kinney is 5 now, but more likely will be 7 by the time we go. Is 5 now likely to have 7 by the time we go? Don't quite know what that means. Steaming Bean, why are my hands between 2 pillows? Hills aren't pillows, Steaming Bean. That's right. Skyhawk. Oh my goodness, the fun times. Anyway, yeah, $265 a night. If you're going to go on a cruise like Viking Cruise Lines, 930 passengers on the entire ship, a crew of 600 plus people to look after you. You're getting top-notch service. There are no special restaurant fees. Wine and alcohol with lunch and dinner. If you're just a base passenger, just on the base, you get that. If you have a little premium cabin, you get alcohol. They've supplied in your refrigerator in your room. There's alcohol there, and they fill up your fridge every day. Have a drink at the bar, no extra charge. Shore excursions are included on the Viking. The only trick is nobody under 18, adult only. So, it's not for everybody. If you've got a family, $265 a day might be the going rate because you've got to do the excursions with the kids. You don't want to do it on your own. You want to be sort of supervised and guided and on a cruise sponsored excursion so that you're with the line the whole time when you're off the ship to help with, make sure you get back on time and all that sort of stuff. With family of 4, family of 5, it can get kind of hectic. I can see that. The specialty dining thing, that's the wild card to me, and the drink package is the big wild card to me. I know when I was on Princess Cruise Lines, you couldn't turn around on the cruise ship without being approached by an employee. They'd have little tables near the elevators, and they'd have these little brochures about how great the drink package was. They were trying to sell the soft drink package. They were trying to sell the coffee package. They're trying to sell the regular drink package, the premium whatever package. And it was just nonstop hustle to try to get you to drop the money to buy it. And you got to wonder, geez, 7 days, $100 a day for these premium packages or more, $700. That's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But it is what it is. And these cruise lines need this ancillary income to maximize profits. Now, the president of Norwegian Cruise Line, when he was talking about the results of the company for the 4th quarter results that we just heard about, he went on to talk about how great it is in 2018 for the cruise line. It's wonderful. Bookings are up, prices are up. They've extended the window for, they think they have a larger window for booking cruises. I don't quite know how he figures that, because the calendar is a calendar. I don't understand it. Of course, why would the president say, "Oh, I don't think we're going to make as much money next year because we had a great year this year. We don't think we're going to outdo ourselves." Not going to say that. He's going to say everything's great, but they're confident that with their new ships that they're bringing on board here, every year another one, another one, another one. They believe that with the new product coming out, they can charge the premium prices for these cabins, and they'll take the they'll take the older ships, the Norwegian Sun, and they've already done the Jade. They've redone the Jade. They'll take these older cruise ships that hold 2,400 people into dry dock, and they'll put $100 million into that sucker, and they'll spruce it up big time. They'll put a big new water slide on it, maybe twin water slide on it, and they'll put a new grand, big movie screen, television screen on the pool deck, and they'll put in, all kinds of new amenities and other high-end restaurants, refurbish the cabins, and then they can charge $20 a week more per passenger, on these suites, and you've got 1,300 of them, 1,200 of them, whatever the number is, and it adds up to 100 million plus in no time. And so that's how you keep this business running, because it's a capital intensive business. To net out $760 million on a $5 billion cash flow, and you have assets worth more than that, far more than that. It's big money. So anyway, there's some more thoughts from me on that. Let's see if any more comments are coming in. My son is 5 now, will likely be 7 by the time we go on a cruise, Daniel say. Well, if you got a 7-year-old, Daniel, Disney is for you. You're going to blow your boy's mind if you take him on a Disney cruise at age 7, if you can afford it. But honestly, you take him on a 1-week cruise on Royal Caribbean, grab an ocean view room or a lowest cost balcony suite. It's all first time for you guys. You're going to have a fantastic time. Go on the Harmony of the Seas, or it's a year from now, you'll be on the Symphony of the Seas. Oh my gosh, the water shows at the back and the zip lines, you can watch people do that. And they got all the pools, the kids zones, the wave machine, the rock climbing wall. Oh man, you won't be able to do it all. You just won't be able to do it all. That's how busy you're going to be on board, let alone when the Royal Caribbean takes you to Haiti, to Labadee, and their private resort there. You've got all the activities there to do on land. That would be a fantastic cruise, and you can find you'll find affordable fares on those ships. Maybe you'll take the Allure of the Seas rather than the Symphony of the Seas. Maybe you'll take the Oasis instead of the Harmony. But check it out, and you'll be fine. Even if you're taking a cruise on the secondary size ships like Explorer of the Seas, Majesty of the Seas. Some of these, they're huge vessels in their own right, and the 7-year-old will be just wowed by the magnificence of this structure. You will not believe it. You'll be blown away too. They're massive, massive ships. You'll have a great, great time. You can't go wrong. Belinda C is saying, "Hi, Bruce." Hi, Belinda. How are you? Welcome to the chat today. Mary W is saying, "I don't spend much on a cruise. Maybe 1 drink a day. My next cruise, we have a $400 onboard credit. Can we use that to gamble with?" I think you might be. If you go into the casino and you can use your room card in the slot machine to charge up a fee, it'll go against your credit. But I would read the fine print on your booking or on the website of the cruise line to just double check that. But $400 onboard credit, that'll take care of tips. And if it's got 2 of you, $14 a day for if it's a week, that'll eat up some of that pretty quickly. That's probably half of it right there. Then, if you go to a couple specialty restaurants, you got that. Or if you can charge items to your room from the shop, some duty-free liquor, that kind of stuff, any other duty-free items, that'll use up to $400 pretty fast. You can use it, of course, to get premium coffees and like a latte and that sort of stuff. So I don't think you have a problem spending this money, but you might be able to use it in the casino. I'd look into it. Belinda C, lots of rain here in Australia. Oh no, that's maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you could use the rain in Australia, because boy, do we see footage of forest fires down there. Terrible. Of course, if you're in a rainy area, you're in a rainy area. Welcome, Belinda. Daniel Kinney, has anyone ever asked you if there's a weight limit issue on any of the cruises for any of the activities? Okay, well, no one's asked me that specifically. I'm just kind of thinking about some of the activities that are out there. I wouldn't know where to direct you for an answer to that question. Although on some of these websites, like for instance, if you're going to book a cruise with Royal Caribbean, for instance, when you're on their website, one of these little pop-up windows might pop up. It says, can I help you, kind of thing? And it may well be a live human being that you can sort of text message back and forth with. You can ask them some of these skill testing questions about this exact topic and see if they can come back with you on some answers. That might be a way to go. Never had that one asked about me before. Richard Koromaski is saying, darn boomers, rediscovered cruising and is raising the prices for the rest to do on demand. Oh, I am a boomer. Well, I'm at the end of the boomer train. I'm 62. I was born in 1955, and that's kind of the end of the boomer, boom time. Because from 1946 on, here we came, one after the other, after the war. But you know what? I keep looking at this cruise line business and asking myself, where do they think they're going to get the next 5 million from passengers from? Because right now they're coming up pretty quick to 30 million passengers a year, and the oldest boomers, born in 1945, 46, are 72, 73. And the rate of passage of life expectancy factors and everything else increases the older you get. And those 73-year-olds today, in 5 and 7, 8 years, are going to be 80. And you're not going to get as many 80-year-olds as today's 72-year-olds taking cruises. And in my case, 62, in 10 years, I'm 72. How many 62-year-olds won't be able to take a cruise when they're 72? There's a percentage. We have hip problems. We get Alzheimer's, dementia. We become very ill. The market is shrinking. And there isn't the next wave behind us as big as the wave we made. And the other issue about cruising, travel in general, and the workforce is the aging population of North America. G8 countries, Germany, France, the UK, Canada, USA, Japan in particular, we are aging out. And these cruise ships with all these activities, where are you getting the high spenders from to replace us? We didn't have enough kids, and our kids aren't having enough kids. And with restrictions on immigration around the world, the so-called newbies that are 25, 35 today, that would be rich enough at age 45 to start going on cruises, we're not letting them in. So what does this tell you about the cruise business? The North American cruiser is aging out every year further and further. And for these cruise lines, they have got to have studies in their research telling them this. But right now, times seem to be good, and they're bringing cruise ships on board. Maybe the thinking is, well, we got 27 ships in the fleet right now under this brand name, and we're busy. And in 5 years, if we find that the things are topping out and slowing up, we'll just take the oldest ship offline and we'll sell it off to a secondary cruise line in the Mideast or in Asia, or off the coast of Africa, and we'll let that be a regional cruise ship somewhere else, and we'll be down to 26 ships. And if we need a little more, we'll get rid of another old one. We won't even, no big deal. These are ships that we've written off already because we kept them going for 30 years, and we'll just offload another 1,500 berths, another 2,000 berths, 2,200 berths, and we'll keep the higher end, newer ships only, and we'll bring out a new ship every 2 years instead of every year, and offload 2, bring in 1. And we'll play that game. But I don't know. It depends on how it goes. We're getting older. The steaming bean is saying, I'm 6'4" and a biscuit away from weighing in at 400 big ones. Bruce, you want to share a cabin? Steaming bean, you're going to have a good time by yourself. Yes, I guess you do need your own cabin. I'd be afraid if you rolled over. Might be squashed out. Oh my. Mr. X from Tokyo is saying, I think for the water slides, there was a weight limit, but I don't remember how much it was. Some of the excursions might also have a weight limit for safety reason. Oh, like zip lining. Yeah, like zip lining would be one. That would be one we'd have to keep an eye on for sure. We'll have to see. Pamela Jordan is here. Royal Caribbean has ice skating rinks on board as well. Yeah, that's another thing for you, Daniel, to understand about these new cruise ships. These activities just go on and on. I think some of the ships have the skating rink. They take the ice out and then they turn it into a bumper car ride. They have that too. It's unbelievable, the stuff you can do. It's incredible. Now, somebody sent me a $5 super chat, and I'm trying to figure out who it is. Thank you very much. That's my little tip jar that's shown up in the last few days. Thank you very much for that donation. It's well appreciated. Let me see here. After the steaming bean, I have, okay, Pamela Jordan. Royal Caribbean has an ice skating rink. Skyhawk is saying, laugh out loud, Bean, you are funny. Mary W., we already prepaid our tips. Well done, Mary W., way to go, way to do it. Oh, Debbie Emanuel. Debbie, thank you again for a $5 contribution to my super chat, to my little tip jar. Thank you. That goes a long way. What have we got here? Debbie Emanuel. Hi, Bruce. Late check-in today. Sunny, chilly, 55 today in Chico, California. Chico. Is that not a suburb of Los Angeles, Chico? Am I right on that? Kind of curious, Debbie. Daniel Kinney. How far in advance can you usually book a cruise? Daniel, I've seen dates out as far as almost 2020, but certainly 2019. So all of this year, most cruise lines have cruises available all of next year, 19, and some even 2020. So keep an eye on that. Go to vacationstogo.com and you'll be able to shop the cruises, be able to see the cruises available from each cruise line, and head for that website and go to the Royal Caribbean site and check out their Caribbean cruises 7 days for, say, next spring. Or if you want the best time to go for the best pricing, early December and the first 3 weeks of January. Best time of the year to go. Don't go Christmas time, too much money. Don't go New Year's. But first, second, third week of January, you'll find the best deals almost every time on all cruise lines. And that'll help you, hope that'll help you save some money and get a great cruise for a really decent price. Hopefully well under $265 a night per person, okay? Let's see here. Steaming Bean is saying you can book up to 2 years away. And then the Skyhawk is saying, I do not see the super chat on my iPad. I don't know if you will. It's a $ down where you type in your comment. It might not work on Android. I've heard different things about it. I know it works on laptops. I'm not sure if it works on the phones. It depends on the kind of phone. It depends. So I can't tell you. Let's see. Debbie Manuel. No, Chino, close to Los Angeles. Chico is close to Los Angeles. Chico, 100 miles north of Sacramento. Okay. Chico versus Chino. That's why I'm confused. 100 miles north of Sacramento. Okay. That's north of, is that agriculture country? I think it is. Is it still mild enough for that? You're out of the wine area, aren't you? You're not in the wine country, are you? Kind of curious. Steaming Bean, Bruce made $8 this week. Yeah, big money. Belinda C, how much would tipping be for a 13-day cruise on Holland America? Belinda, I think the tip rate on Holland America is around $13 to $14 a day, depending on your cabin. If it's like a suite with a butler, it might be $15, $16 a day. But I would say let's take $14 for a day per person. So that's $28 for two, multiplied by your 13 days. 28 times 13. So that's 280 plus what? 84? Yeah, something like that. So $360 something for the whole cruise, roughly. Exopos. I should love to know how to pronounce that. Exlopozo. My friend in Tokyo saying, if you want Disney, it might be a year and a half. They update it once or twice a year. If you want Disney, it might be a year and a half. They update it once or twice a year. Not quite sure what that means, But Daniel, you can certainly look at Disney cruises too, but they'll be more expensive than Royal Caribbean. But look into it, definitely. I'm going to check it out tonight. Thank you. You're welcome, Daniel. Have good luck with that. Let us know next week, or send me a private comment, or send me a comment on one of my videos, or even this video later. Let me know how you're doing. Charles Jordan, someone on SFeb 2020, 704 days from now. Charles Jordan, someone on SFeb 2020, 704 days from now. So, you can book a cruise that far out? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Charles? I'm not quite sure what you're telling me. Pamela Jordan, I see the $sign on my Android phone. Oh, then, yeah, then there's Super Chat on the Android. I don't know, Pamela, if it were, I don't know what he's saying on his tablet. He may have to go to his phone or just on his laptop, and he can do a Super Chat there if he wants. Pamela Jordan, I see the $sign. Okay, Charlie Baum, always go before Thanksgiving or before Christmas and after New Year's. There you go. Charlie knows. Charlie's on it. Exactly, Charlie. Belinda C., we are balcony. Oh, fantastic, Belinda. That's awesome stuff. Debbie Manuel, north of Napa, wine country, but wineries are all over the place. Oh, there you go. Yeah, they're all over. It's growing out. We've got wineries setting up here in Creston. All around us are new wineries are setting up left, right, and center. A lot of these are sort of glorified mom and pops, not like major league mega wineries, but yeah, they're popping. It's the way to go. It's a cash crop. There's no doubt about it. Let's see here. Cruise booking, Expo cruise booking. Okay, just a minute, folks. If you want a Disney, okay. They update cruise bookings once or twice a year, or every year and a half. I think is what he's trying out of Tokyo, booking a cruise on Disney. Again, vacationsgo.com. You can see Disney cruises right out as far as they're offering them. They've got new ships coming on Disney in the next couple of years as well, obviously. 4,000 passenger ships. We're going to hear all about the new ships on Disney. That media machine will build it up shortly. We'll hear all about it. Richard Kormaski, Bruce must be a retired engineer or math teacher with his math whiz. No, the answer is no and no. Although I was in the financial business, and I was an investment advisor, stockbroker at one time. And I've been a retailer, and so I was good with numbers, looking at how much money we were losing every day. Trying to figure out what are we going to sell to survive today. The Steaming Bean, no desire for Disney, too corny. Yeah, well, for you, Steaming Bean, it's not your style. No way. Each cruise line has its style for its person, for its personality, for his, for everything. Charles Jordan, Shipmate, laugh out loud. Yeah, that's a good app too, isn't it? I hear a lot about that. It's another one you can check into for sure. Okay, there you go. $265 a day. Are you going to spend that much on a cruise, people, or not? I kind of wonder if I can get myself on a Viking cruise or a Seabourn cruise or Oceania cruise, and it's $175, $200 a night for the cabin, taxes and fees and tips included already. Tips included, but tax fees maybe not. Maybe I'm under the 265 level or just around the 265 level. Everything else is inclusive as it is. I get what I really want. I get the quality I want at a price that I would pay on a Norwegian cruise, because the president of the company showing the financials saying that's the average spend on the Carnival or on the Norwegian. I don't know. Interesting stuff. Skyhawk, in October, Vacations to Go had Disney at $1,500, no discount. Yeah. I like I say, on Vacations to Go, you'll see if there's a discount on the cruise or not. And Disney cruises are sometimes on a bit of a discount, but a lot of times they're not because they're full. Disney cruise ships usually completely sell out. They've got such demand for their product, and the same thing with their parks. We've noticed a month or two ago they lifted the price again for the ticket day pass and probably the hopper passes and everything else. They've upped the price again at Disney parks, which just blow me away because I see video after video of people who go on vacations to Disneyland, Disney World. They post a YouTube video about it, and they talk about the fact that they had to wait in line for an hour and 20 minutes, and they even with their passes, they still have to wait in line. And I'm thinking, well, how many rides are you going to get in? I understand if you're 25 years old, at the prime of your life and the prime of your endurance, and there's you and your wife, and you're both 25 years old, and you're going for a couple of days at Disney World. You get there right when the park opens. You stay right until the park is open at night, and you're out there doing it. And you get your 10, 12, 14 rides in. Yeah. But if you're like, well, okay, I'm a little old, but if you're in your 50s, your 40s, if you're in your 40s with kids, mom and dad with the teenagers and mom and dad can't go 8 hours beyond that. You're killing them. I mean, you're killing them. Maybe one day. But I don't know how it makes it pay. It just is so expensive. You divide the attractions you're seeing for what you're paying for Disney World. Do the math, and you go, my God, it's costing us so much an hour. Like we're paying $15 an hour to be here. Are we really getting $15 an hour of entertainment? But if it's a once in a lifetime thing, I have to admit, I've done Disney World, I've done Disneyland. I enjoyed it in both cases. I've done Disneyland more than a couple of times because I used to live in California, and I've done Disney World twice at least. I just, I ignored the money and did it. But for those of you who can't ignore it, it can be pricey. It can be very expensive. Let's see here. Richard Kormaski. No, I do not spend that much in extra cruise items above my average of 150 a night when I cruise. There you go. Charles Jordan, do you still have my cell phone number? You want me to call you there, Jordan? Oh, you're looking for a shipmate. I get it now. Shipmate, laugh out loud if you got my number. Yeah. Sorry, I'm booked. I when I go on a cruise, I've already got my traveling companion. The one I must obey. Oh yeah. So I got it all figured out. Don't worry about that. You think she's letting me go on a cruise on my own? Think again. Not letting me out of her sights. Although she's quite curious with this channel. She's sort of saying to me, well, how many subscribers do you think you're going to have in the next 6 months or a year or so? And well, if you get as many as you think you're going to get, does that mean that we're going to start going on cruises with these meet and greet cruises? And I'm kind of going, well, yeah, I kind of like to go on. Well, how many cruises are you talking about? And, when would we be going? And I think she's getting ready to shop. Cruise wear, gotta have cruise wear. So yeah, I'm covered. Don't need any help finding anyone to take with me. He's Pamela Jordan. He's got his traveling mate too. Bruce, laugh out loud. Yeah, okay, right there you go. Yeah, well, what can I say? But boy, traveling solo, it's pricey, isn't it? It is something. I did see something else yesterday on Celebrity. I was on vacations ago. Looked up a couple of celebrity cruises. Somebody mentioned it yesterday. I saw Celebrity Cruises the first for January, actually for parts of November, parts of December, not Christmas, not New Year's, then January and February and March. I saw cruises on Celebrity on like the Equinox, for example, at such a price that I was doing the math yesterday going, wow, if you're a shareholder of Royal Caribbean, you take these 1 week cruises, you get your $100 cabin credit right off the bat. They were also offering $50 to $75 or $100 cabin credits based on the class of room you were taking. On top of that, then they had the cheap fare that I saw, and I was doing the math. And for two people for a month, you could be on like a per month basis. You could be on the Equinox in something like a ocean view room for under $3,000, certainly under $4,000. And that was to me unbelievable because the Equinox is one of the best dining experiences at sea, according to the cruisers' surveys. The ship is one of the top ranked ships. Great itinerary. And I thought, man, every week you're in Fort Lauderdale or Miami, wherever the ship ports out of, and you're back on terra firma in the United States. So you can whip off the ship and take a suitcase with you, your dirty laundry, go to a laundromat on shore near the Walmart, take a cab ride to wherever, get your Walmart shopping done. So get you a couple more bottles of wine, your soft drinks for the week, get your laundry done at the laundromat, and go back on the cruise, on the ship, because you got all day to get back on the ship before it leaves again. And then I thought, wow, laundry, you won't even have to do laundry, and you wouldn't even do laundry in Fort Lauderdale. Heck no. You'll wait for the ship to go to Cozumel, Mexico, because the number of times the ship goes to Mexico. You'll have your laundry done there. You'll drop it off at the port, at the pier. You'll have a local pick up your laundry and bring it back to you at the pier. 3 in the afternoon, all done for like $3 a load. You don't even have to do it. I thought, wow, that's a great way to cruise. And of course, you get your meds in Mexico too, and you're cutting back on the expenses. Now that's a way to live. Let's see, Charles Jordan. Al Leff would like, no, that's not what I meant. You still have my your number. You still have my number. Call me later tonight. Charles, I don't know if I have your number. I don't remember. How do I have your number? When and how did I get your number? Did you send me a private email or something like that? If you have, I have it, but I'm lost here, Charles. You fooled me today. Stumped me at the moment. Pamela, yeah, hi. It just wants to talk business. Laugh out loud. Don't mind that. Yeah, send me your number on one of my messages. Maybe contact me through my Facebook page or through my semi-private message through Twitter, through my Twitter account, Traveling with Bruce. You can do it that way, and we can chat. Laugh a lot. You called me, Charles Jordan. Did I call you? Oh my goodness! Oh, this is a couple of weeks ago, Charles. Sorry, I've forgotten. Where do I have your number? I don't remember where I have your number now. Where do I have it? I'm gonna have to try and dig it up. Or if you've got my number, you're gonna have to call me. Sorry, Charles. That was so long ago. It's like in the back of memory banks now because so much has happened in the last 2.5 weeks. Added 800 subscribers or 700 subscribers, and it's just been mayhem ever since. And never ending. Well, there's a number to be broadcast to the world. Everyone can see it. I don't even have a pen. I can't even write it down. So I'm stuck in front of the camera. I don't have a pen. That number will disappear as the messages go by. So put it into a message later, and I'll have it later. Anyway, there you go. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's been an hour and a half, and thanks you guys for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you gave me thumbs ups today. Let's see if we got any on the old thing here. I'm showing 24 thumbs ups today. So thank you for those. I'll take all I can get. It helps the analytics computers light up the search engines for our viewing. I think we had a good number of viewers here today. A few new viewers joined us today. I think I can say that right. And thank you for joining us. I'm on tomorrow, Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern time on my Saturday live chat. We'll come up with stuff to talk about, and we'll have fun there. I hope you can all join me. Everyone is starting to say their good nights because the delay has come through on my end here. Gailey is saying goodbye. Belinda's saying goodbye. Charles retracted that message and sent it to me in a private. Yeah. Again, Scott Batchley says, thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Scott. You guys have a great night tonight. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, have a wonderful weekend. Maybe join me again on Monday. Monday to Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Saturdays at 2. And we'll come up with some other more topics to talk about and take it from there. So in the meantime, I'm going to say my good nights to everybody, to all of you out there. Deanne saying goodbye, Paula K, Charles Jordan laughing out loud. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying thanks today for joining me on this live chat. Really was great to have you. Look forward to talking to you guys too early in Tokyo for tomorrow. There you go. Look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. So this is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next time. You guys take care. Bye for now.